Okay, so now we get questioned quite a bit on how to make a master link from a section of belt. So we'll go through that real quick here. So the first thing, you're going to have to remove a link, basically. You may have to slightly open the end of the link here just to get it off of there. So then we're going to pull So you're going to pull a whole link off. So basically we've got an entire link here that we just removed from the belt. And then to make a master link, the easiest way to do it is to just kind of set it here in front. That way you can see exactly what you need to do. So for a master link, you need to start at the end. So we're going to have the end piece is where we're going to start. So we're going to come here. You want to go about 3/4 of an inch in, and we're going to make a cut. So that is the master link now for an end piece. So now for a middle section, we're going to again come here. You want about 3/4 of an inch off of the vertical section. You're just going to discard the small pieces we cut out. Then you're going to come over to the other side. Again, come in about 3/4 of an inch. Make a cut. Now we've got another center master link. So we're just going to continue to do that all the way across the belt. So now you can see we just took an entire link and we just cut a master link out of it. So now you could use this to repair a section of belt if you needed to. It's a good trick too if you have a damaged section. You know, if it gets damaged or bent up here in the middle, that would be a good use for it. Instead of discarding it, just to cut it out, and then you can cut it into a new master link. Also, kind of a personal tip, I like to have 2 different pairs of these. So over time, cutting this stainless belt will actually start to mar the edges here, and then they don't work so good for wire cutters anymore. So I have a pair that I use specifically for cutting stainless belt, and then a pair that would be used for actually cutting wire.
All right. Yo, HVACR, what is up, man? What's happening? What is the word? I got a combi oven that out the box doesn't work. When I got home today, this was sitting on my front porch. All right, let's see what we got going on. We got 2 more minutes to go before the show. was actually surprised to see this module board. This is the same one. It's actually, I was expecting to see like a red or a yellow. I wasn't expecting to see the same teal. Shocked. Let me see what else we got here. This was XLT. I have the biggest issue with those damn links. Putting the freaking links together is a pain in the you know what. All right, looks like I got fun with combis. Fun with combis this week. I guess they subsidized some of my shipping because instead of it being $160 for that sucker to get here, it was only like $50. I was shocked. Came with this transformer. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Yeah, we got about a minute to go. So let's hit you guys with the intro. Let the AI go gadget do its thing. What else we got here? Yeah, you know, those links are important. Those links are important. So this is, there we go. This is a transformer that the Italian factory is putting on in addition to the module box. And the reason why they've done that is because over the last decade, the current was kind of weak to the ignition, to the strikers, and it was causing the combi ovens to poo 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 poo, you know, give that it sounded like it was in wartime. So those suckers sounded like they were going to blow up, and it would freak the customers out. Oh, all right. So let's see here. Perkins. Where's the new ones? Perkins is remodeling their locations. So this is something for you California people and you Florida people. They just did this a couple of days ago. Huh, what's this? Perkins Builder? No, that's not what I want. That is not what I want. Okay, here's a new one. I haven't seen this one. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Whoa. All right, hold on. It's 7 o'clock. That means...
Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay, here is your host.
All right. So now we got the little intro out the way. You know who I am and what we're getting ready to get into. I'd like to welcome you all for being in here.
Being involved and being active on this YouTube channel. Well, welcome back.
As CJ would say.
How good of you to join us.
What we got here?
In 3.
Okay, good.
Anxiety, keep on trying me.
Perkins is... I'm going to get a strike. I'm going to get a strike on that. So, this is a behind the scenes so you guys can see what's going on for every restaurant that's closing, there's actually another one that's opening up in its place. So restaurants closing is nothing to be worried about. It's part of the marketplace. It's something that actually should and has to happen. If you know anything about capitalism, it has to happen. So you can't be afraid of that. Perkins is trying to reinvigorate the brand, and I guess they're starting in Florida. I don't know if anybody in here in California could chime in if they're redoing the ones in Florida. So this is something that I've noticed looking at quite a few of their videos, is that they're using let me see who the hell that was. Standard? Oh, who the hell? All right, so they're using pretty much the same equipment nationwide from coast to coast. All right, let me see what we got here. This is nuts because I had all of this Perkins stuff already set up. That's fine. We'll go with this BKI. All right, I mentioned this a while ago. I don't know if you guys were paying attention to that one. Hold on, let me get rid of this freaking commercial. Now, what I have in my hand is part of the ignition system for this.
This is the Combi King BKI combination oven. Let me explain a little bit about it. Exterior all stainless steel, double control handle for protection and safety. To the left, opens the door enough for venting. Go to the other side, door opens. Very simple, allows all the steam to evacuate.
This is actually one of my favorite combi ovens.
All stainless steel interior, double rack system. This happens.
That's going to change now that they got the new.
The full 10 2.5-inch steam pan. Note the oven has double glass doors to keep the outer door cool. Very simple to open and close and clean. The oven also has a full convection catch for all the moisture that will go down the door when it opens into a colder zone. And when the door closes, it automatically returns to the drain. All of our ovens are supplied with a full spray. Very simple for cleaning, also for filling cans and not washing across.
Yep.
From the sink to the oven with water. Full gasketed, very simple internals. The oven also comes with a full probe and also with a USB port protected by the panel underneath. Very simple controls, one-touch cooking, very simple to operate. This unit is supplied with a wash system. It is an option, wash or a manual wash system. It comes with either a simple or a fully washed system. There are 5 choices of wash, 1 manual wash, and 1 rinse supplied with all the units. This unit comes in a 6-pan hotel, a 10-pan hotel, a vertical roll-in, very efficient.
Yeah. You're not
I'd
gonna.
like to show you the proper use of the sprayer hose, which is standard.
All right, he's not gonna go off into any of the fun stuff. This is mainly just a marketing video. So this is the combi oven that I got to do some work to. It's probably going to be Wednesday. So I've been working on this particular brand of combi ovens. Oh man, before the pandemic, I want to say probably about 7-8 years. I've been working on this freaking combi oven, and it's got a wild history, especially in this market. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that you might run across one of these And when you do, you're going to see the spark module. And they've done some upgrades. They've gone through a couple of different colors, but it looks like they've regressed back to the teal. They've added an inline fuse. So this is something that was not on the original. This is all the upgraded unit, because they did not have an inline fuse before, and they would damage this. I've had before that inline fuse, I've gone through about 2 or 3 of these on particular units. And then this will, of course, send a spark of electricity to ignite the gas at the oven chamber. And it would fail to ignite the gas multiple times, allowing gas to build up inside. And then, because the door has that double lock, like he explained, it would blow out through the chimney, through the vent. So they've decided, this is their latest and greatest, they've decided to add this transformer and boost the power. They decided to boost the power to the, it says made in Italy. Let me see, there we go. If you look down at the bottom, it'll say made in Italy. So they decided to boost the power to this thing. And if you think you're going to put this in without their assistance, you're dead wrong. No instructions whatsoever. So I will need to call them up when I put this sucker together. It won't be tomorrow. It won't be tomorrow. Fun time tomorrow. I have a chemical install job to do. Although the dealer's calling it a startup. It's not a startup. Fun fact, it's not a startup. Centerline Hobart dishwasher. Now, Centerline has a couple of dishwashers, and I am doing the upright monstrosity. I believe it's going to be this one. So this is a fun fact, this is made in Italy. So this is Hobart's entry level dishwasher, so that they don't lose out on sales. What? 120 volt. 120 volt. Interesting. Let me see if it'll tell us if it is made in Italy. I don't know. I don't know the background of all of Hobart's holdings. For some reason, they have quite a bit of equipment that comes out of Italy. I don't know if it's some kind of a cross marketing agreement, or if it's that they actually have ownership in one of these factories over there. But this is a high temperature door type dish machine, and I have one. Yep, high temperature sanitizing solution. So I am going to, I did inquire to make sure if this thing had pumps, and they told me that this thing had internal pumps. And when I looked at the schematics, when I looked at the paperwork, it said in the back that they had, it's got ports for the chemicals. Now, if it actually has the pumps, that's a whole, hopefully they do. But they got the inlet lines. LED handyman, what's happening, brother? What's going on? You know, with March Madness, it's going to be a shorter show. Shorter show. So I got to do this one, and I have a Jackson undercounter. And it's supposed to be a high temp. I would show you more, but I actually dropped my phone inside the body of one of two front load 80-pound washers. and I can't find my damn phone. So, because after this show, I have to go back over there and start to tear the damn wash machine apart to find my stuff. Oh no, it's not a Cineline. It's going to be a Jackson. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can. It's a Delta HT. Hold on. And a dishwasher. It is a Delta HTE. All right, let's see what the hell this is. This is a Delta HTE. Okay, yeah, this is definitely. All right, so this is about $8 grand. This is a uh-oh, you can't see it. Sorry about that. So I have to go up to it's sort of like a convention, like a event hall. So they've built out or remodeled an event hall, and so they're going to have, and in this area, I do quite a few of these things. This is about 2 hours northwest of Houston, so I got to leave a little early so I can make it back in time. Maybe do a couple of, maybe do one or two other jobs down here in Houston. But hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got. I'll drop the link if any of you guys want to come on up, ask any questions. This would be the perfect time for it. Let me see if I place that at the top of the chat. Now, let me see if I could find anything. So now I'm going to have to connect the chemicals to this thing. Hopefully this thing has pumps. Yeah. Now, okay, so I can say for certain that this Jackson, behind this stainless steel panel, there are pumps to deliver the chemical, and on their display right there, it allows me to increase or decrease the dosage of chemical per cycle. So that I'm cool with. The Hobart, not too sure. This SOB, I am not too sure. The last one that this dealer sold, it didn't have one. It did not have one. Let me see here. CHU, I don't know what the hell. Yeah, this is Hobart's. This is Hobart's monstrosity. Quote unquote affordability. No, I don't want to subscribe to your damn thing. So not my favorite. I haven't had any problems with it so far. Hobart has had a problem with their Cineline, washers. I mean, not washers. Their Cineline refrigerators and freezers. But so far, they haven't had any issues with the. So far, they haven't had any issues with that dishwasher. All right, Jackson still hasn't added any training, unfortunately. This is the latest and greatest. No training so far. Only thing I can tell you about Jackson, I can go over the training that they went through with me, but that's about it. That's about it, unfortunately. And then you're not gonna find any training on what is that, Hobart? You're not gonna find any of that on Hobart. All right, let's see here. Now, what in this beautiful world would you guys want to know about today? And while I'm waiting on that, I am going to, 1 second. I'm going to show you guys what the stock market is doing. The sky is not falling. And I'm gonna have to do, yeah, here we go. So just so you can see, this is TTI. This is Milwaukee Tools. Shake Shack. Shake Shack is not doing all that bad. Let's see here. What's a 1 month view? So the low for the week was, hold on, let me see what the hell the low was for the last 6 months. So yeah, so we're still off our lows for the last 6 months on Shake Shack. Brinker, I can't believe this. I can't believe this at all. This is a 6 month view. So we're still a ways away from the high of 188. So as you can see here, well, we go, Wendy's is doing all right. Berkshire Hathaway. The reason why I show Berkshire Hathaway, because if you guys have Berkey Insurance, any of that kind of stuff, that's what Berkshire is doing. Now, Sweet Green has its own issues. They've actually started to do some advertising and things like that, but their numbers have nothing to do with the stock market. Their numbers have nothing to do with the economy. It is that pushing leafy greens like that they've had a lot of competition. So as you can see here, the insurance sector is doing fine. Even freaking Darden is doing okay. So here, I'll run through this real quick. I know I haven't shown it. Okay, what is the gross potential for commercial appliance repair? One-man show. People have already done this number, and I found it to be pretty freaking accurate. Hold on 1 second, let me show it. So I found this to be pretty accurate. Let me stop that. It is, I found it on Instagram, but I think it might be on YouTube. So they will say, hold on 1 second, let me see if I can. Revenue for one-man service company in commercial appliance. So yeah, so he said 1 year revenue about 300,000, and that's with 3 technicians and 1 office employee. So what you're going to see thrown around is the number of about 125 to about 200,000 for a one-man show. Now, that's not all your expenses and everything else like that. Once you're done, man, I need that oh God, I need that thing from the Mighty Gemstones, where Walter Goggins says, after I'm done with all my scientists and everything, I make nothing, zip. You know? So yeah, we do have a lot of expenses, but a one-man show is going to make, you're going to make a lot more than a residential technician. And all of this is based on your skills. If you don't have the skill set, if you don't have the training, you're not going to make anything. You're not going to make any money. Just so you know, just because you're in the business doesn't mean you're going to make money. You have to have the skills in order to do it. Like, I got this combi oven job because in the 4th largest city in the United States of America, everybody said, oh, you got to call Mike for that. if you gain a large customer, you gain a large customer like a Whataburger or something like that. So right, but see, you have 2 techs and 1 dispatcher. No, it doesn't. It does not depend on the market. And the reason why I say it does not depend on the market is because if you are, let's say, if you're taking care of a chain of hotels or you're taking care of a chain of restaurants, your money is still going to be the same no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're in Sheboygan or if you're in Miami, Houston, Chicago. The only problem you have with the different locations is traffic. Traffic. So a lot of guys expand based on, like, there's this one guy in particular, he expanded his business because he takes care of Domino's. So he was able to gain entry into my market because he does Domino's. Now, he wasn't actually able to grow in this market utilizing Domino's, but he used it as a floor. And he quickly then branched from doing Domino's. He stayed with Domino's, but he shifted his focus on over to commercial AC. So now he's got like 15 or 20 trucks in his other market, but in this market, I think he's got about 5. And this is with him throwing tons of money. He just has not been able to get a large number of servicers in this market. And that's something that every single service company has a problem with in Houston. Hobart is only like at 9 or 10. General Parts, I think, only has like 4 guys. Tech 24 only has a couple of techs. So the Houston market is very difficult to get technicians. Even the one that came here using Domino's, he actually had to pay 2 of his technicians to move here. So he got 2 guys that were single that were willing to move here, and they came here and they set up shop. Untamed Kango, what's happening? And they went in URI, and they went hitting up every technician that went in and out of URI and asked them, to jump ship and come work for them. Which I wasn't too keen on it, especially since this guy was a Safesa member and he was doing tactics like that. I didn't think that was cool. I didn't think that was cool. So, knowledge, you're going to have to, using your meters the same, refrigeration is the same, even hot side as far as high limit and all that kind of stuff, that is the same. But the business itself is completely different. The way it's run, the way you approach clients, everything is completely different on the commercial side. Higgins was happening. So you can, like I said, you can gain a lot more. I don't do air conditioning. I don't touch commercial air conditioning, but I do laundry, I do dish, I do chemical, I do hot side. I do refrigeration, including ice, and I only do the walk-ins. I only do walk-ins for very good customers, and it's got to be on an emergency or if I'm taking care of it from cradle to grave. Other than that, I'm not touching it. I'm not walking in on anybody's half-ass work and then assuming responsibility for it. The reason why I don't like doing walk-ins is because you end up losing your weekends. Just the last 2 weeks when I was taking care of walk-ins, I ended up losing my weekends. They didn't call me until Friday, 4 p.m., let me know that they had a problem with the walk-in. So right about now, it's not a matter of money. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I'd much rather be available for her. Even if she doesn't want to go out, I'd rather still have it where she can see me. She knows where I am. And if she does want to go out, or she wants to go to eat or something like that, I'm available to take her. Or she has a party or something like that to go to, I'm available to take her. Versus, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do it because I'm stuck up on some damn roof for some customer that doesn't even matter. So I hope that answers some of your questions. So residential, 2 techs, 1 dispatcher. So you can get away with that same setup on the commercial side, because you don't need as much hand holding on the commercial side. Oh, sure, no problem. We are on the commercial side. We're taking care of. I don't know if you ever watch some of the guys on YouTube, like the guy that does all the Dairy Queen spaces. So that's all. Well, he does like a couple other restaurants now, but he does the Dairy Queens. He does the soft serve machine, the deep fryers, and all that other kind of good stuff. And that's what we end up doing. On commercial, it's much different than residential. A commercial company might only take care of 5 customers. Each one of those 5 customers might have 10 or 15 locations. So that's something you have to realize that's a lot different on this side. And so you only have those 3 customers. That means you only have 3. If they're run right, you only have 3 people that's calling you. You don't have each store calling you. Each store has to then call a facilities manager or the regular person in charge, and then they will text you, email you, call you. So you're only really dealing with 3 people, which is why you're still only going to need 1 dispatcher on the commercial side, because we're not ripping and running here, there, everywhere. So it's a much different ball game than it is on the residential side. Residential, you're constantly dealing with different people every day. And at most you might see, after you see this person twice, then you're going to see them maybe once every other year for their dryer or their dishwasher or something. So it's different. 2,200 calls a year, 10 calls a day. Yeah. All right. So here's how this side works. I don't know if you've noticed, but like I'll go to a spot and I'm there. I service their ice machine. I service their dishwasher. I service their commercial laundry. I'm servicing their bar back. I'm servicing their open air merchandiser, their deep fryer. So I go to one place and then I do, because I'm already there, then I'll go ahead and do some of their faucets and things like that. Damn, I don't have any of that on me. But I went to go buy some equipment for their faucets, and the damn piece was hot water valve. I don't know what the hell valve stem. Now this is $36. I went to I went to a plumbing supply house. It was $98 for the same damn valve. So I had to do a same day pickup. So as I wasn't just going to order it, so I did a same day pickup from Ferguson for that same damn valve. And I'm charging the same fee, the same labor and everything like that. So the entire time that I went to go get the part, that was billed to the customer. The part itself, the markup of the part, that was billed to the customer. Going back and taking care of that was billed to the customer. But I saved the customer all that money because their water was constantly running. And it had been doing so for like a month. The owner of the facility had came by. They actually had because it's a hotel, they had a pool, and they're looking to see why their water bill is so high. They're thinking there's something wrong with the pool. It wasn't. It was a faucet in the kitchen. Yo, Picture Man 63, what's happening? So I'm actually doing the other things in the kitchen, in the bar, in the prep area, and it doesn't make a difference because I'm charging my same commercial rate. So I am maximizing how much I charge without ever having to leave the facility. Most of these places you go to, they're going to have multiple pieces of equipment down. On average, you're going to find at least 3 pieces of equipment that go down. Yo, good to hear it, brother. Glad to hear it. But yeah, you're going to find multiple pieces, and not just that. Now they're more than willing to bring up to you, oh yeah, hey, that ice machine, sometimes we go in there and it doesn't have, the bin isn't full. Can you take a look at that? And then you'll find that the filters need to be changed, the ice machine needs to be cleaned, all that kind of stuff. And then you pick up another $2,000 with filters and all that other stuff. So you're making money at the facility without ever having to leave. I did one job today. I only went to one place. Now, granted, I got to go back because I dropped my damn phone in the freaking washer. Pissed me off. I dropped my freaking washer. My phone. What I end up having to do, they had 2 things. They had a dishwasher that was not reaching 185 on rinse, and they said they had a weird noise with the washer. And when I went to the washer, I found, hold on a second, let's see if we can get this going. There it is. So I found out that the units had never had grease applied to the bearing. So I had to go on over to not all points. I had to go on over to Speed Queen, to Alliance, and I had to go ahead and get the bearing grease. And then I had to go ahead and apply it to the unit. So I had to go to Home Depot to get the grease gun, because I didn't even have a damn grease gun. I had a break-in with the van. So now I don't have everything that I used to have. When I was there, I actually went and picked up some dye. I was like, oh yeah, shoot, if I need some vacuum pump oil, I can go ahead and get it from. I keep forgetting Harbor Freight has this stuff. I keep forgetting. So I was able to get my grease gun and go ahead and do the job on they had 3 Speed Queen 80-pound washers, and I was able to go ahead and knock that out. Hold on a second. So it all depends. If you're going to go on over to commercial, it all depends on what your skill set is, what you're trained to do. Oh, come on, man. Let me get on over. Hold on a second. This damn thing don't want me to get on over to the pictures. It don't want me to get on over to the pictures. 1 second. Oh, that was the end. All right. So I was looking at this in Harbor Freight. They put an instant hot water heater, because I have to do something for this dishwasher. They put an instant hot water heater, and they have mixing valves on this sink. So I am actually going to have to do the very same thing. It's not going to look like this. It's going to look much different than this. But I am going to have to do the same thing in the kitchen on the hand wash sink where the dishwasher is. In the morning when they start up service, the water is cold and they're filling the dishwasher with cold water. And then they're testing on like the first or second wash in the dishwasher, and it's not hot. And that's because the water is extremely cold in that damn building. It's not at temp. If it were at the legal temperature, I wouldn't have a problem, but it is not at the right temperature. And this is a picture I wanted to show you guys. So this is one of the sea containers from Amazon. Amazon ships, they bring their own boats and their own containers directly to Houston, and then they truck them from here. And so here's one, because I'm only 18 minutes from that port, I just so happened to catch one. And you see how large these damn things are. Those things are freaking huge. So I just wanted to show you because I mentioned it before, but I never could find any pictures of the Amazon shipping vessels or the containers. So there's one in real life that just drove, that went by me, and I just remembered it. I said, "Ooh, let me take a picture for the guys." So that's one. All right. Any other questions? Because let me see here. Let me show you. So this is what Knowledge was asking. Yeah. So it is when you're dealing with plenty of those Amazon containers going up and down 45. Yes. So when you're dealing with, let's just say all right, let me show you this one. When you're dealing with Dairy Queen. All right, Dairy Queen had about 21 stores. Dairy Queen had about 24. Damn, why does the number keep changing? They had about 24 stores closed in my market, well, Texas, due to them not wanting to pay the franchise fees and everything else like that. And then when I went into it, the stores came across my feed for sale. And I got a chance to see what was in these Dairy Queen stores. So like I said, when you're dealing with a client, let's just say they have 10, 15 locations. You're dealing with a lot of different equipment. What's the word on parts? Do you think these tariffs would affect your market? Well, like I said earlier, hold on, let me make this bigger. What's that? Oh, shoot, let me get that. Oh, shoot. I should take a picture of it. This one says made in Italy. So tell me again how that's going to affect me. Down here at the bottom, made in Italy. What are the tariffs like on Italy? So it all depends on what you're working on. We got a lot of stuff out of Brazil. You got a lot of stuff out of Italy. I deal with a lot of equipment out of Europe, Spain, Italy, Germany. So you tell me. It is on the tariff on. Let me see here. What is he doing something on? What is this saying? Is this saying that he's lowering the tariffs on Italian goods? Wait a minute. What does this say? Most favored nations and apply tariffs to imports from it. Okay, so he's saying he is implying tariffs. Yeah. Passenger cars have a 2.5. So tell me again how these are going to affect me. The tariff rate is 1.95%. 1.5. It's going to be okay. So what is it then? Because I just showed you what Italy's. I just showed you what it's 1.95 to Italy. It's 1.95, and it varies from item to item. I wish it was a global thing. It is not global. You know that, right? It's not global. I wish it was global. It is not. It's not going to be, it is not going to be global. Countries have to respond individually to the US on their tariffs. So you're going to have to do a lot more work on understanding what's happening with the tariffs. You're going to have to do a lot more because it is not the same. See, like this, it's a 3% on internet transactions, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to have to look into it. So once again, they said it is 1.2%. So that doesn't make any sense, right? So Trump likes to say these things. Trump has always said these things. Ever since I was a little child, Trump has always said these grandiose things. And he does it to get a reaction. And then once people say, okay, well, let's see what we can do. Let's negotiate. That is his whole thing. It's the art of the deal, blah, blah, blah. But you're just reacting and you're not going off any numbers. You're not going off any numbers. So if he is, so let's go with what you say. And it's going to be across the board. So that would mean that, let's just say if against Italy, we had a 40% tariff. And so he made it across the board 30. That would mean that the tariff would lower. That would mean that the rate would lower if he did it across the board. Some of the tariffs are higher. You're assuming that tariffs are, all the tariffs are 5 and 10%. Some of the tariffs are 30%. Some of the tariffs are let me show you this. Like with Germany, hold on a second. All right, what are the highest tariffs against the US? And you'll see that some of them like 80% or something like that. Oh, let's see here. 50% on apples. India has a 50% tariff on apples. Ooh, and 100%, I say 80. It's 100% on coffee, raisins, and walnuts. So India is 100% on coffee, raisins, and walnuts. So what tariffs are various rates for a reason. It is meant to balance the scales. The US doesn't fund our industries to the extent that the Asian countries do. We have a separation between government and corporate. When you talk about South Korea, there isn't very much separation between the Samsung family and the government of South Korea. It's damn near one and the same. Right, and that needs to be. Those things are death traps. And that thing, look into BYD cars and all those suckers catching fire. I've been following BYD, Geely, and a whole bunch of other Chinese automotive companies for like the last since the pandemic, and they've got issues. Those cars have issues. Not only do they copy the German manufacturers as for aesthetics, not for quality. The Chinese electric cars are using aluminum wire, not copper wire, in their cars. Look it up. That's part of the reason why they have so many damn fires. and then they don't have quality control like we do here. So yeah, BYD's got some issues. And to go back to how things are with Europe, Europe has another thing. That's the Italian government heavily subsidizes different industries. So we help farmers and stuff like that. You know, we'll pay them not to grow certain crops, and we'll pay them for various other issues. You know, we prop up Boeing from time to time. No, I don't see how that's possible for it to slow down the supply chain. Nothing stops the supply chain. Last time we had a problem with the supply chain, it was COVID. They overcompensated for that and dumped all this product here in the United States, which is why the ports in LA had these slow periods, because we had mountains. We had mountains of product. And so here's to rebut what you've got, right? You said you're all for it, but you feel like it's going to slow down the supply chain. Most big manufacturers will cut staff to compensate. I don't see any justification for that. The components are from other countries, but the actual item itself is from the US. And matter of fact, this one here, so this one here, let me make this big. Let's see if you can find this out. This one here is made in Tunisia. So as you can see here, I got a part made in Italy and a part made in Tunisia. Why would they close down? None of their stuff is made from China. None of their stuff is from Mexico. None of that. So you're gonna have to do a little more, a deeper dive into this in order to get the true answers that you're looking for. So I don't see why any of the Italian manufacturers, of which there are many, would stop, slow a beat, or anything, because their supply chain isn't really dealing with Asia. They've 99 and 2000, they went and they actually took their manufacturing out of Italy, and they went to Tunisia. They went out of Italy. They went to Turkey to have all their stuff made. So it doesn't make any sense that, you know, tariffs on Italy, tariffs on Canada, tariffs on Mexico will have anything to do with Tunisia, right? So yeah, that's not going to affect the Germans. It's not going to affect the Swedes. It's not going to affect the Italians. I don't know why they would lay off anybody for a component that's going to go up a few percent, that's going to get passed on to the end user, which is you. This cost goes to the end user. This doesn't go to, they're going to try to absorb some of it, but they're going to pass it on. They've already marked up this stuff on top of markup. Think about it like this. You don't hear about them shutting down because we had to increase prices because of aluminum. We don't hear them laying off staff because they had to increase prices because of copper. We don't hear them laying off staff because they had to increase prices on stainless steel, of which they do 4 times a year. 4 times a year, they're increasing. Oh, copper's going up. We're going to lay off staff because no. Never happened. It has never happened. It has never happened. Well, hope has got nothing to do with it. This is strictly information. This is just what's really going on. Now, this iPad, which, by the way, they started shifting production from China to India. India did a piss poor job, so then they started bringing stuff over to Singapore. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, this one is still made in China. But they have already. Let me show you what date. Yo, Jacob, what's happening? What's happening? Let me show you what date. This has all been in the works for a long time. Let me show you what date this was. Let me make this bigger. Oh, US key locations for product diversification. India, right? And I couldn't think of the other one. It's Vietnam. Apple is also expanding its manufacturing footprint in Vietnam. So Foxconn already moved over there like 3 years ago. So Foxconn tried Apple, but the products had too many defects out of India. So they end up having to scrap most of that. So let me show you how long ago. So what year is that? What year is this? This says that in 2022, 2022, that they started moving. Apple products were made elsewhere, no longer in China. No longer. So they're making them, they tried to make them in India. They're making them in Vietnam. And then they want to reduce, they want to try to reduce their dependence on Taiwanese chips. Assemblers led by Foxconn. So that was 2022. This is nothing new, my friend. This is nothing. You are late to the party. You are late. You are late. You are late. So we're talking about, everybody's all frazzled about these freaking tariffs that are just components inside of units. You know, let me show you. Well, let's go into something that you guys, most of you guys know about. Let's see here. What about Whirlpool appliance manufacturing? So they do their manufacturing worldwide. Cleveland, Tennessee, Ohio, Iowa, more Ohio, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Ohio. And then here are the ones in Mexico. So those are the ones coming up under with the issue. But here's the factory that they own in Italy. Poland, Brazil, India, Bulgaria. Our Whirlpool appliances made. Most of Whirlpool's manufacturing sites are in the United States of America. So, yo, what's happening, brother? What's happening? So, you know, you can say all these things all you want, but truth of the matter is, we deal with a lot of equipment made in the United States. As a matter of fact, here, let me just, I'll go back with Jackson. Jackson is made right here in the United States of America. These units are made in the U.S. Why? Because they're heavy as hell. But they've been made here since since the Hold on, I'll show you, because they started making these things back in 1929. They started making these things back in 1929 in Ohio, bro. In Ohio. The Japanese didn't acquire them until 2013. And that's only because their attempt at dishwashers, bringing them to the U.S., failed horribly, horribly. Let me show you another one. CMA dish machines. These are all made in the United States of America. All in the U.S. And once again, they've been around since the 70s. These are not new upstarts. These guys have been around for a long time, and their start came from another American company. Now, fun fact, these are all owned. Ollie Group is an Italian company. So that's how they get around these tariffs. They just buy, these foreign companies buy American companies. I don't know if you know that, just like Speed Queen. How many of you know that Speed Queen is owned by the Germans? It isn't owned by the Delford family anymore. See? American dish since 1970. So where the hell did they come from? And where's their stuff made? I think their stuff is made in Ohio too, or Iowa. Let me see what. Yo, brother contractor, I ain't seen you in a while. How's everything going, brother? How's everything? Hey, I'm gonna tell you, like I told everybody else, I dropped my phone in one of two commercial 80-pound washers, and I can't find it. So if you try to call me today, or if anybody else tried to call me today, okay, Kansas. They are made in Edwardville, Kansas. So if you tried to call me today after 3, I'm not able to get your phone call. I still haven't got Starlink for my damn van. If I had Starlink for the van, then I would at least have internet, and I could use would have been able to use my freaking tablet in the damn van. But yeah, these damn companies are American companies. And let's see here. Is American Dish is owned by the Italians now too? Yeah, an Ollie company. So how do you get around the tariffs? You just buy an American company. That's how they get around the tariffs. Yo, Brother Frank, hold on a second. Brother Frank, where's his stuff at? Hold on. That's my Brother Frank. There you go. All right, so all of these companies, like I showed, XLT, I showed XLT in the beginning of the stream. XLT, an American company. So I don't know where this doom and gloom, this fright, this scare is coming from. You got to show me some numbers. You got to tell me what amount the tariff is going to be and on what company and what country. Once you can tell me that, then I can tell you, oh yeah. So you got to realize that these manufacturers are buying these components for like $10, $5, and then there's a 10% tariff or whatever on that, and then they have to add that to the price tag. They're reselling these parts to you for $100, $200, but that's not what it costs them. So you got to come up with some numbers. You definitely got to come up with some numbers before you start talking about, oh no, then they're gonna lay off people. I don't know how they're gonna lay off people. What the hell are they laying off people for? So XLT ovens is Wichita, Kansas. So you start showing me these large companies that are, even Hobart is the United States. Even Hobart is the United States. Stolting, all of these companies are here. The whole purpose of the tariff is to level the playing field. Fuck them. Fuck those companies that are getting their stuff from China, getting their stuff from Mexico, whatever. Fuck them. Parker, Robert Shaw, all of those suppliers used to be Illinois. All of those suppliers, their stuff used to be made all up and down the state of Illinois, from Rockford all the way down to the state capital, and every city in between. People used to make valves. They used to make timers. I know timers are going away now, but the thermostat controls, all this stuff used to be made in Illinois. All that stuff used to be made in Illinois. So here's Stolting, and they're in Wisconsin. Stolting, are they in Wisconsin? Yeah, they're in Wisconsin. Yeah, they're in Wisconsin. True Manufacturing. So you're gonna have to tell me again how these people are going to have to lay off people. True Manufacturing, 79 years and counting. Look at that. Their people used to look like the Maytag man. Their people used to look like the Maytag man. Hell, you don't really get much bigger than that. And this is O'Fallon, Missouri. They are right there with Illinois. They're right there. Let me show you O'Fallon, Missouri. Oh, map. Boom. That's Bloomington, Illinois right there. This is Bloomington Normal. This is Illinois right here. Oh, damn, that's Peoria. No. Okay. Where the hell is, what's the name? O'Fallon, Missouri. We'll say Bloomington. We'll say Bloomington, Illinois. And we'll do driving. Come on. All of these companies are right there. So here it is. This is how far Illinois is right here. This is Illinois. And that's St. Louis. They are right over there. They're right over there. That's Evansville, Illinois. That's Evansville, Illinois. This is 57 runs along Illinois. This is all Illinois. Let me see here. Sandoval. I think Sandoval is Illinois too. Sandoval, Illinois. So all of this is Illinois. All of this is Illinois. What you got to understand is all of these manufacturers, they group around certain hubs. Chicago was one of those hubs. So you had things made in Ohio, you had things made in Missouri, Wisconsin, and Chicago was that major hub. So they can increase the tariffs all they want to, but it's not on the item as a whole. It's on small individual components. And there are not as many components in these units made from China as you would be led to believe. One, these manufacturers had a falling out with the Chinese quality. It cost them more money than they were able to save. All right, lead motors. Hold on. Let's see here. HVAC motors. I know you're probably not familiar with lead, but lead is a large. Hold on. Let me see if it comes up as dasher motor. Hold on, let me see here. Motors for Stolting, I'm saying that wrong. All right, so let's look this up. So here's a motor out of stock. And here's one that's in stock. So let's see who makes this motor. Oh, Fasco. Fasco. All right, so this one is assembled in Mexico. All right, so let me show you Fasco. Fasco Motors. Yeah, they do motors for every freaking body. Everybody. So let's go to Fasco. No. You ain't gonna pull that one on. We want Fasco Motors. We want the direct. We want to go straight to the source. So Fasco, Lead, and there's like two others are major suppliers. And I'm trying to get. There we go. FascoMotors.org. This is not right either. God, this ain't right either. So this, trying to show you where they're based out of. And in a moment's notice, you just have no idea. These people have no problem shifting production all over the place. So Fasco Motors, all over the U.S., Europe, and Asia. But most of these people have become quite flexible with their manufacturing capabilities. Let's see if I can find. This is crazy. When I'm out on the job site and I'm looking at the sub over a motor, I go right. It comes right up, and I'm able to go right on Fasco's website, and I could sub on over. Why the hell does it keep saying org? That ain't good. Yeah, near 100-year-old company. 100-year-old company. Damn it. Let's see what else I can find for you guys. 100-year-old company. So I go through all this to tell you guys, look, man, there's no need of you worrying about something that is beyond your control. There is absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Hold on one second. Let me see here. How much money does USA owe to Germany? All right. So here's the other thing you have to take into consideration. We owe the German government $91 billion. The fact that we owe these governments money affects what level of tariff we put on them as a way of pressuring us. You know, these people they finance us, and I say us as the U.S. government to Italy. So we owe Italy a lot of money. Italy held. Okay, so we don't any money in the same way. Hold on. So Italy has 27 billion in treasury securities. So what they do is they can just cash in on that, which would cause, which would actually cause us to have inflation. And it's the same thing, yeah, with Japan and China and everything else. So these are games that are played, and it's best thing you can do is just deal with what is in your lane, because there's nothing you can do about what the tariffs are going to be. The impact on you is going to be minimal at best. So it is a news cycle. It's a lot to do about nothing. And you'll see, just like always, I am here. I'm here. You'll see. Oh yeah, let me hit this other one so you can hear it.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
So you are worried about nothing. If they go up 10% or 15% on a single part, or on 5 or 6 parts on a unit, whoop-de-doo. So what? All right, and we've been on here for an hour and probably about like an hour and so. The first little bit was a little videos I play when I set up and get ready for the show. And then this is just a regular part of the show. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. I'm on hold on, where's my thing? I'm here on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays. So Thursdays I'm here after 8. Mondays I'm here at 7. So now I need to leave and go dig through a couple of 80. Now I need to dig through a couple of 80-pound washers. Hold on, let me show you what the hell I got to dig through. I don't know where the hell these damn things went to. 80-pound washer. And I heard this weird noise. I knew it when I heard it. I said, damn, where's my phone? I said, where's my damn phone? So this is the washer right here. Well, there's actually 3 of them. And I was dealing with the one on the left and the one in the middle. And I believe I set my phone up along the top. I did a Find My app once I got home, Find My phone, and it showed up that it was at the same location. So nobody went anywhere with the phone. Because it's a laundry room, there's no signal in that damn room. So now I'm gonna have to go back on over there, take the freaking sides off and everything else like that. Try to find my damn phone, because tomorrow I gotta leave out early. Where is he at? You still here, Mike? I mean, Brother Frank, you still here? Because I gotta go. This is one for you. I gotta go 2 hours to Brennan, Texas to install the chemicals on these 2 dishwashers. So the customer was telling the dealer that Hobart wouldn't go. They were saying Ecolab wouldn't go, because Ecolab is not going to install chemicals on a machine that they're not leasing. So it leaves me, the only game in town. So now I got to go on up there, start this stuff up, set this whole thing up. Fun time. Not a usual thing for me. Let me show you guys where I'm going. It's Brenham, Texas. So I'm going here, halfway between Austin and Houston. I'm all the way down here. I got to go all the way up there. I got to go all the way over there to set this stuff up. Fun times. It's not a usual thing for me, but it's a special quest. So I got to do what I got to do. And with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Peace.